What's going on to everyone who's watching this video right now? We're going to be doing a unboxing of the new Native Instruments Maschine MK3. I've already got the box open with my trusty knife here, so let's get into it. Furious Stiles. Of course, you got that in there for packaging purposes. So I was at work on my lunch break, watching a little YouTube, eating a little lunch, and an ad popped up for the new complete controller from Native Instruments, as well as a new machine. And I'm excited about this because when I first got into Maschine, I got the Mark I, and I remember that like literally 3 months later, the Mark II came out. And I was just like, wow, but I just got the Mark I and they're already putting a new one out. So I've been waiting for this day because I said I wasn't gonna get a Mark II. I was just gonna wait and see if they were gonna put out another version. So, and here it is. I know they got the Studio and they got the Machine Jam, but I like this size, and this is what I like to work with, something of this size with the buttons strategically placed where they are, and I just like the regular machine as opposed to the Micro and the Studio. They're all great, but this is my favorite. So as soon as I found out that it was available for pre-order, I went to Zounds, or Z-Zounds. As you can see, we got the packing slip in there with that. Also, on the inside, it looks like we've got an advertisement for Electro Voice. That's going to be in there. And on the back, it's got some, let's see here, some information about Z-Zounds, or Zounds. This retails for $5.99. I like going to Zounds because depending on the price of a product, Zounds will actually do a 4 payment plan for you, whereas American Musical Supply, and I like them as well, but they do a 3-month payment plan, and Sweetwater is another favorite place of mine that does a 3-month payment plan. But Zounds is the only place that I can think of that does a 4-month payment plan. So that's definitely a good place to go and get your equipment from. So let's see what we got here. They got it nice and stuck in here, I see. Put this over here. And there you have it. There's the box. See if we get a good look at that. It's a beautiful picture they got here. So let's see what's going on. Make sure we got a nice little close-up on it. Got your styrofoam. Keeping your product safe. Let's turn it around. And there it is. Let's go ahead and a little close up on that. Looking kind of nice. Real sleek. It's got good weight to it. Put that over there. Let's see what else we got inside the box. You gotta have your silica gel. Keep your products fresh. Let's see what we got here. course, you got your stickers. I got some black ones and some white ones. And we've got some instructions. Now, when I had the Mark 1, when we had a slip like that, it actually had CDs with the programs or sounds and your setup to install your machine. But now, I see a website on here, native-instruments.com/setup-machine. So it looks like, as opposed to before where we used to actually put in a CD to upload everything onto our computers to get the machine going, now it looks like we just get online and can just download everything from there and get it going. So got your serial number on the back. So that's all this is. It's just a slip with that information. And of course you got your safety information. Inside of this box, it looks like we got your USB cable. Got a power adapter. With the Mark 1, I didn't have that. This right here, from my understanding, allows extra power to go to your machine to actually have it light up a lot brighter. So that might be good to use for live performances, to have it looking nice and flashy up on the stage. I probably won't really use it. I'll see what it looks like without the power, but I'm pretty sure that it'll be lit up just well enough for me to not ever need it. But I'll give it a shot and see what happens with it. Also, we've got your different connectors for power. This is definitely not for me. This one, let's see what else we got in here. This one is. For those of you in the US, this would be the one that we would use. Two more in here. And for those of you who need this one. And that's everything that's in this box. It's pretty much your power up box. Put that over there. And let's see what we got under here. And that's everything. So, there you have it. Guess we'll get another look. And in just a minute, I will be taking this out of the plastic and we'll get some more close-ups on it. So here we are with the machine out of the bag. I've been playing around with the pads and the option buttons here, and they seem to have a nice high quality feel to them. Kind of has a velvety feel almost. We've got our knobs here. From my understanding, just by tapping on the top of these, that will provide some extra options for us, which is something that we didn't have on the previous versions of the machine. Although we have a shift key here, I don't think that we'll be needing to do a whole lot of shifting this go around with the Mark III, because as you can see, there's all of the buttons from before. They seem to be here and they seem to be in the same place, but there also are a lot of new buttons that were added to the top of the controller. For instance, you've got the pad mode button here, keyboard button here. Before, we used to have to do a lot of shifting to get to those screens and other screens. Native Instruments has conveniently placed a lot of new buttons on here to allow us to get to screens a lot faster than before. We've got a touch strip here. I'm excited about that. That will be able to manipulate tone as well as volume and other things. So that should be pretty fun to use. So let's take a look at the back. Okay. For us Mark 1 and Mark 2 users, this should definitely look a lot different than what we currently have with the Mark 1 and Mark 2. Before, with those, we just had a USB input and a MIDI in, MIDI out option. As you can see with the Mark 3, we've got a lot more going on this go around. Starting on this side, you've got a power supply button, black round button there. Right next to that, we've got a power supply input, 15 volt. You got your USB. All of these round silver input and outputs are 1/4 inch. And with that being said, you've got your pedal right next to your USB, your MIDI in, MIDI out, your line in 1 and 2, your mic in, and we have a mic in gain knob right next to that. We've got your line out, right and left. We have a line out volume knob, a headphone jack, and a volume knob for that. So we've got a lot more options on the back of the machine this go around. It looks like having all those options, you're not necessarily going to have an audio interface for your live performance or even your studio. Of course, I would recommend an audio interface because they have a great sound to them, but at least you have an option to not actually have to have one now, it seems. Like live performers could probably take a TRS cable, go into the outputs, the right and left outputs, and maybe go directly to some speakers from there and get jamming with that. But yeah, so this is the new machine here, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to use. I'll be doing a lot of work with this. I'll do some videos showing what I do production wise with this. The next video, or the next unboxing video, will be of the Complete Control Mark II. I've got that. I just need to record that and get that ready, and so be on the lookout for that. But I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing and have learned something. And I do appreciate you all watching. So stay tuned, and until next time. Furious